all the way out, in, out, in, out, in. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Now I'm going to tell you a quick little story. I imported these wheels from Japan using Kruber.com. Piece of cardboard. I then took these wheels and then re-lipped them and made them 18 by 12, -13 offset. Following that, I stretched a nice 255/35/18 tire on there. Then I took that wheel and tire combo, put it on the car, and saw how extremely wide it was. Yeah, she's Gucci, boys. She's real Gucci. Now, a lot of people along this process have either told me that I'm not going to be able to run this wheel without adding a ton of camber, or that there's no way I'm going to fit this thing, etc., etc., etc. And so today I'm going to show you the magic of bowing overfenders. And for the people that aren't familiar with what overfenders are basically fenders that go over your current fenders pretty much. So this is a rear overfender, which is meant to go over pretty much the entire quarter panel of your car. And the reason you run an overfender is usually to make your car wider than stock. So for these specific overfenders right here, which are by Duraflex, they are about 2 inches or 50 millimeters wider than stock. Now that would be fine, but these wheels poke out more about 4 inches wider than stock, which means that I need to have overfenders that are about twice as wide as these are. Which currently I think the widest overfenders that are available are the Origin Type 4s, which are 75 millimeters, so even that is an inch too narrow. So hence we go into the art of bowing overfenders, which for all the visual learners out there, I'm going to demonstrate with this highly complex visual aid. Okay, so pretty much here's your standard 50 millimeter overfender, right? You got your whole mounting point, you know, all the top and bottom corners over here, you know, and so there's your 50 millimeter overfender bolted on top of your quarter panel in the rear over here and making it 2 inches wider than stock, right? So now over here is the art of, right, bowing an overfender. So this is going to be a bowed 50 millimeter overfender. So what we do to bow an overfender is we keep the top points bolted up on the car, and after that we pull out the bottom of the overfender, which the wheel is going to be, you know, obviously sitting around here. So if your wheel is actually this much wider, then you can go ahead and hold it out here, and then you go and put the mounting points for the overfender down like so, and then voila, now you have a bowed 50 millimeter overfender to now be much wider than 50 millimeters. So you see non-bowed, and then of course bowed, and then once again, of course, you can take this out and make it, you know, pretty much as wide as you want it to be. And I mean, look at the gap over here compared to nothing. So hopefully that makes sense for you, and now we're going to do the same thing with the overfender on the car itself. So with just the top bolted in place, now I could flex the overfender out as far as I need it to clear to get this wheel to fit. So now this wheel that used to poke out a huge gap can now actually be sunken in with these overfenders. So let me just hold it here, and boom. Now all of a sudden we're tucking at 18 by 12, -13. I'm going to try and give you a side profile shot so you can see what I'm saying. Just pull it out like this. You know, hold the inner mounting point over here, inner mounting point over here, and boom. Now you could have it go all the way in, all the way out, all the way in, all the way out, wherever you want it. So you can make it like tuck this thing if you wanted to. You could have it poke. You know, get it however you want. Another side profile shot. All the way out, in, out, in, out, in. For me, as of right now, I could literally bolt it up like this, have insanely tight fitment over here, but this is just a little bit more poke than I want. So I got my cardboard over here. You could literally use like a magazine if you wanted to, whatever you want to get your spacing. So I could add, for instance, like a cardboard, just one single cardboard gap over here, or I can, you know, fold it, 2 cardboard gap over here, or what I'm gonna do is actually a 3 cardboard gap like so. So I'm gonna hold my overfender right here and see how the fitment looks as is. Which I like it like that because it seems like it'll tuck in right into this little lip over here. Now that I've got my spacing figured out, I just need to make my new holes to mount my riv nuts because now you can see with the spacing added, the old center of the hole was about there, and now I need to make it all the way over here. So now I get the fun task of removing the old riv nuts, filling in the holes with a welder, then marking out the holes for the new riv nuts, drilling those out, installing new riv nuts, and then hopefully it'll be in the exact position that I want it to be in. So let's get to work. First thing I'm going to do is take this angle grinder, shave off the top of my riv nut over here, and then my riv nut will just be able to fall out the back. So I got to do this one and this one. I made my own copper welding spoon by just buying some copper piping and then cutting it and then smashing it out flat up here. So voila, there we go. And what this is used for is to go back behind places like this, and then that way you can fill in the hole a little bit easier. So with the welder all set up, copper spoon behind here, I'm gonna fill up where the old riv nut went. One done. Voila, just like magic, that hole filled, and this hole filled. Boom, 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 what's the next step? Ah, yeah, I gotta put the overfender back on. Overfenders back on. Alright, that looks perfect. For the sake of preventing rust before I install my riv nut, I'm just gonna hit this with the little paint. While that's drying, let me explain how a riv nut works. So a riv nut pretty much works kind of similar with like a rivet gun. So what you do is you take these, which are riv nuts, and they basically have threads inside them. And you take your special riv nut gun, thread your riv nut on there, like so. And obviously once the paint dries, I can put this inside the hole and then rivet this threaded insert into the body of the car. For instance, it'll look like this. Then as you can tell, this is the whole back side of it. So now rather than riveting your quarter panel directly onto your car, you can rivet threads into your car and then bolt on your quarter panel using whatever screw size you want. These were 10-24. I would have much rather have gotten metric ones, but at the time when I was installing everything, the only one in stock at the local store was the US standard one. So this is all 10-24 thread. When really I would have liked it to be like M6 or M8. Oh well though. Alrighty, she's all dried now. Voila. Got the two top bolts in. Now, if the whole bowing thing went correctly and I made my mark correctly, then once I put this bolt in, it should bow out the overfender. Now I know it's lined up properly if it goes in with the 3 cardboard template. Woo, look at that. I still need to do the second one on the back lower, but this still is the same amount of bow that it's going to have. So as you could tell, this is the after shot pretty much of it, which is exactly where I wanted it to. I wanted this to kind of like tuck into where the tire meets the lip of the wheel. Okay, real quick, last hole. Look at that. Perfect. 3 layers of cardboard. I'm stoked on the results. I think that turned out pretty nice, if I do say so myself. You can look at it right there. If you want to compare, there's that side, and then here is pretty much like the stock side, so you can see how much wider it is naturally. And as far as the amount of bolts that I have, is just 2 up top, and then the 2 on the bottom that I had there. You can go ahead and of course put some down here. I used to have them down here, but of course they all broke, so I kind of really don't even bother putting them on. Also, I put another one back here, another one back on this corner, which honestly, most of the time that I've driven this car, these end up backing out like while I'm driving the car from vibration, so I'm really not going to redo any of those. I'm just going to run those main 4 ones. I hope you enjoyed the video and you took something away from it. If you like the channel, of course, subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure to have notifications on. Besides that, there's merchandise available at offbeatgarage.com, so make sure to check that out. And of course, check out my Instagram, offbeat_garage. So there we have it, guys. If there's something to take away from this video, is that if somebody says that something's impossible or it can't be done, you can just go ahead and tell them to suck a dick.